Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to EaglesTracker, the home of Nigerian footballers. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
I believe you're on holiday, so how's the break been going for you? How's it been to take some time off?
Yeah, it's been really good. I'm back home in Birmingham, Alabama with my parents, and we're just, relaxing, having a good time, and it's good to be home. Really is to
Mm,
have a little bit of a vacation.
nice. And did you watch the Euros finals yesterday?
The what finals?
The Euro finals yesterday,
Yeah,
the
I
previous.
did. I did. Yeah, I did watch it. Yeah,
Who were you rooting
crazy
for?
game. Uh, well, I wasn't rooting for anyone in particular. I think I wanted England to win secretly, but but
Okay.
yeah.
Um, so yes, thank you very much for joining me. For those of you watching, in case you don't know who this is on your screen, this is the amazingly talented Toni Payne, Antoinette Oyedipe Payne, player for Sevilla FC in Spain and the Super Falcons of Nigeria. I'm just going to be having a nice chat with her for quite some time. Thank you for taking the time to get to know her some more, talk about her background, talk about her football journey, talk about making her debut for the Super Falcons, playing against the USA, and a lot more. We'll also ask some questions that you guys have sent in. So, welcome again to EaglesTracker. Um, so, yes, the fans have been asking a lot about you. The fans want to know your story. The fans want to connect with who you are. Really, I would say what a lot of people know is you're a player that was born in the USA and you now play for Nigeria. And there's a lot of backstory that, of course, must have happened. Nobody just shows up as a star. So we want to hear the behind the scenes. So can you first of all tell us a little bit about your childhood? Where were you born, and what was your family life like?
Yeah, so I was born in Birmingham, Alabama, where I am currently now in the south of the United States. Yeah, growing up, I started playing football when I was around 5 years old. My dad was my coach, and he coached me and my siblings up until we were around maybe 10 or so. And we started playing a little bit more competitively in our state and in our area. And yeah, I played for my high school, for a club team in Atlanta, Georgia for the last few years of my high school. And I got recruited to play university football at Duke. So, and after that, after 4 years there, I went to play on in Ajax and
Yeah.
for 1 season, 1.5 season, and then where I am now currently in Sevilla.
Yeah.
But yeah, growing up playing football in America in United States is, I think, really different from a lot of other places. The football system is really different. It's really big, I think, in my opinion, compared to when I've been in Europe. And I also played in the youth system with the United States football
Okay. So
up until
can I just cut you off?
yeah.
So you've spoken a lot about a couple of things, but I want us to break it down a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's talk about
I'm kind of
let's
all
talk
over the place with
yeah,
it.
let's talk about
I know.
the little girl.
Yeah.
You said you started playing football, and one thing that first of all sticks out to me is the fact that you say football and not soccer. Being
Yeah.
from is that something that you're doing just because you're on here, or is that how you say it? Not normally.
No, I think ever since I moved to Europe, and I've been in Europe for
Mm.
4 years, so it's just it's second nature now that I say football instead of
Okay.
soccer.
Okay.
So no.
Okay. So you mentioned that your dad was your coach. And I was
Hmm.
going to ask you, is he the reason why you got into the sport? Because like you mentioned, being in the States, there's basketball, there's baseball, there's hockey, there's so many other things that they put ahead of this. So was it because of your dad that you got into football?
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's really normal in the United States that when you're young, you will play football. You will play soccer when you're, 3, 4, 5 years old. They put you in a little league playing with the kids, to make friends and everything. So I definitely did that, but start to become more serious until I think, you know, all of our siblings, or I guess when he, I guess, saw some type of talent in me and my siblings. And so he said, you know, and he's very passionate about football. So, you know, he decided to continue to coach us for a little bit. And he actually trained us personally um, every couple days during the week as we were growing up. So yeah, he was our actual coach, like for a team, only for a short time, but personal training was like for most of my childhood.
That's amazing, you know, and it's something that I think it's so important for people to hear about because a lot of the successful athletes that we know of today, you know, when they talk about their stories, you hear the impact of their parents. You know, their parents were there for them, training them, supporting them right from when they were young. So it's great to hear that you had that as well. Um, so the next thing I want to ask you is, you know, what clubs did you support when you were a little kid? You know.
Yeah, I think when I was younger, I have to be honest, I wasn't super into football, so I always just followed what my brother did, and I was a pretty decent Arsenal fan, and you know, I followed Barcelona, Real Madrid, you know, but you know, I never really had like a strong like personal like identity of football team
But
as
were
much.
there, but were there any footballers that you looked up to and maybe you tried to model your game after?
Yeah, when I was younger, I actually played more of a like an attacking mid, and so my dad used to always tell me to watch David Silva. So you know, it was one of my favorite players to watch, and so I watched him a lot, and I tried to, you know, my dad always tried to show me how to play like him. So yeah, I would say that.
And you know, if someone hasn't seen you play before, you know, and you had to describe yourself as a football player, how would you describe yourself?
Yeah, I think how I describe myself now, I guess based off what a lot of people say, is, you know, fast, with speed, I guess, a dribbler, so, you know, those types of qualities. So,
Yeah.
you know, a player that can, on the flank, running behind, break lines, and, you know, create opportunities by making crosses and things like that. So
And I mean,
that's what I'd say.
I must say, we definitely saw some of that pace, you know, in the summer series that you played recently. We'll get to talk about that, you know, sometime later on. Okay, so at what point, you know, playing, you know, football as a young girl, you know, getting trained by your dad, you know, at what point was it that you started to take football seriously, you know, and you started to believe that this could actually be a career for you and not just for fun?
Yeah, I would say I think not until I was around 12 or 13 once I entered high school. You know, because back then, you know, the leagues for women's football was very on and off. I think very rocky, not very stable. And so, you know, I never, in my eyes, I thought I would only go as far as, you know, playing in university and then national team and on a national stage, but never really as a professional like I'm doing now in a club team. But yeah, I think it wasn't until around high school when things started to get a lot more serious, and when I started, you know, playing with, you know, like higher levels
Yeah.
in the states and in my region, and then eventually in with the national team. I think that's when it started getting more
Yeah.
serious.
And I mean, I must say, even in high school, honestly, I think that's still pretty early. I'm sure a lot of people, even at 14, 15, you know, I mean, I guess maybe from the Nigerian perspective, you know, they don't get the chance of being in an academy where they've, you know, they're following this path. So they don't even know if that's what they're going to do professionally. You know, but speaking about Nigeria, I now want to ask you some questions just to get to know, you know, a little bit about your Nigerian side because that's something a lot of people ask whenever we have foreign-born players, whether it be a man or a woman. People
Mm-hmm.
always say, "Ah, but how much do they even know about Nigeria?" You know.
No.
So,
Oh no.
so, so I just want to ask you some questions, you know,
Yeah.
to find out how much about Nigeria you actually know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so first of all, where are you from in Nigeria?
Well, my parents, my dad is from Ibadan, and I think my mom is a little bit, was born closer to Lagos, I think.
Okay.
I have to confirm if
No,
that's
I mean that's
correct,
fine.
but
So Ibadan,
yeah,
Ibadan and Lagos means like
yeah,
confirm Yoruba girl.
yeah.
Yeah. So that leads me to my next question. Can you speak Yoruba?
Not a lot, not very much. And I have my parents to blame for that because I tell them all the time to speak to me in Yoruba, but they do not. So, um, yeah, I just, they never really spoke to us in Yoruba, and I'm trying to learn now, a lot
Hmm.
more now.
Okay, but you said not very much, so I'm going to hold you on to the fact that it means you can speak at least a
A
little.
little bit,
Yeah.
yeah.
So okay, so can you give us one or two words, phrases? Just something.
I can say Baoni and Oshe, like thank you, but
Okay.
that's
Okay.
really
How
it.
about this? Can you introduce yourself in Yoruba?
No, I can't.
Okay. We'll move on. Have you ever been to Nigeria?
No, I haven't. I have not been to
You
Nigeria.
haven't. Wow. Are
No.
you are you are you planning a visit? Have you already booked the trip? How far with that?
Yeah, I'm hoping that when, the national team, if when we will have a camp in Nigeria, that,
Yeah.
I'll be there and we'll be able to go. But yeah, I haven't been there yet because, me and my siblings are all in different places, and my family, we're trying to find a time when we can all go together and visit properly. So we're hoping that within this year for sure it will happen, but yeah,
Hopefully.
this year,
You know,
yeah,
I
hopefully.
can see someone in the comments is already offering to teach you Yoruba if you go
Yes, yeah, please.
there.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So even though you haven't been to Nigeria, I'm sure you must have tried. You must have had Nigerian food. Growing up and all this time in your life. So, what would you say is your favorite Nigerian food to eat?
Ooh. Ooh. I think I would have to say fufu or jollof rice with plantains, moi moi, and yeah, I think those are my favorites right now.
You know, I,
Yams.
I was just going to say, I always feel bad for you athletes because a lot of or most of Nigerian foods are honestly not like the healthiest things to
Mm.
eat. And for you
Mm-hmm.
guys that are trying to stay fit, you can't have too much of that. But for people like us, we can have jollof rice every day and nobody cares. you know. But
Yeah.
that's nice. Okay, how about the music? Do you listen to Nigerian music?
Yeah, I listen to, a lot of Afrobeats, obviously, Burna Boy, Wizkid, Davido. No.
I mean,
Uh,
okay, other than those, the big three, who else do you like?
um, uh, honestly, like high beat. That's all I really listen to, if I'm being honest.
Hmm.
If I'm
Okay,
being,
okay.
yeah.
So when you get the chance to visit Nigeria, is there any place that you've maybe heard of, you've seen photos, or people have told you about, that you would like to visit?
In Nigeria.
Yeah, in Nigeria.
Um, obviously, like Lagos, I want to visit, and I want to obviously go back home to Ibadan. Where my some of my family is there, and so there's of course a couple of places that I want to visit when I go.
Mm. And because Nigeria has we have everything in Nigeria. The vibe is
Yeah,
amazing there. You know.
yeah.
So I want to ask you, what would you like to do? Like, if you were to go to Nigeria for 2 weeks and you just want to have the time of your life, like every day you want to have a good time. What would you spend your 2 weeks doing?
Yeah, honestly, I would be, more prioritized over, just going back to, where my parents grew up, to that area, to see the life, see family. And then obviously I always see the beaches in Nigeria. It always look so beautiful. And I obviously want to, spend time there, relaxing on the beach. Everyone looks like they're having such an amazing time there. The water and the sand is just so clear there. It's honestly one of the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen online, obviously. So I'd hope that I could
Hopefully, and
Yeah.
hopefully sometime soon. Okay. Um, I'm going to transition a little bit now, or a lot now, from talking about Nigeria. I want to talk about your education, because this is something that a lot of people don't talk about, and a lot of people, I guess, don't even think about when it comes to athletes. You went to Duke University, which first of all is a very reputable school, and you were able to play sports there as well, and even after that transition into this so far successful professional career. So what was it like actually being a student athlete?
Yeah. It's a really amazing experience. It's obviously really difficult studying, and also at such a prestigious university, studying and playing football at the same time. Um, you really have to learn how to, you know, um, compartmentalize, between your study life, your soccer, and, your social life. And um, it's all under the same, like mile radius that you have everything. So it can get quite overwhelming, but um, also it was, playing in university. It's unlike any other um, environment. It's different from playing professional soccer. And yeah, I hold on to my memories when I was in university so much. And it's like the camaraderie, is different. And it's almost like playing in the national team. So I really do miss my time. They say, like, when you're in university that you're, to just cherish the time because you're really going to miss it. And I do. And, the education I got there was just amazing, like the professors, and just, the options of classes that I could take. And yeah, I'm really grateful that I was able to do that.
Yeah. And what did you study? Did you graduate from Duke?
I did. I graduated in 4 years with a degree in political science, and with a concentration in political economy. So
Amazing.
yeah.
I mean, that's I mean, I must say, like, that's extremely impressive. I mean, to have your degree, to have your career, it's something that not a lot of people are able to achieve, even after their playing days. Even some people that don't play professional sports still don't, are not able to get their degrees. So, I must commend you for that. And I mean, you probably aren't thinking too much about this now, but is it something that you're planning to use, when you're done playing football?
Yeah, I think I haven't completely figured that out yet, but you know, when you're growing up as a women's soccer player or football player, for a female, or for a women's player, that, it's not the same as the men. And so having an education and a degree is really important, because we're always thinking about, life after football, how we're going to support ourselves, our families. And so
Yeah.
um, that was always a priority of mine, was to get my education. And so, yeah, and that was part of the reason why, my father got us into football, is, to be able to, you know, improve, become well, so we can, get an education using soccer. So, um, yeah, now that I'm living my dream, able to play professional soccer, I'm not completely, thinking about that now. I'm hoping that I can have a long-lasting career, and, for at least a couple more years. And, when when I get to that moment, I'll start
Yeah.
thinking more seriously about it. But yeah, I think it's yeah. I'm just really grateful and glad that I was able to get my degree.
Nice. Nice. That's good to hear. Once again, kudos to you on being able to get your degree and still, make your way into professional football. So that just leads me directly to my next question. After graduating from Duke University, how did you find your way to Ajax? How did you get that start in the Netherlands?
Yeah, I was able to be contacted by an agent, and I call him Mr. Ton. and he's Dutch, but he lives in Belgium, and I was able to get in contact with him because at that time I had just graduated high school. I went into the draft for the NWSL to be drafted. I was drafted to the team it was Kansas City, then it was Utah. I don't know what it is now, but I was drafted to that team. I didn't have a contract at the time, so I, was just sitting on it a bit, and this opportunity came to try out at Ajax. I went there for a week, to train with the team, try out, and they ended up offering me a contract. So, yeah, that's pretty much how I ended up there, and I decided to play there, and yeah.
And 1 year in Ajax, and then you made your way to Sevilla.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So like, why was it a short, stop? Was that always the plan, or did you just have such a fantastic season that there was so much interest and you were able to get the move?
Yeah, Ajax was, obviously you have your ups and downs in football, and it was my first ever professional season in a completely new country. Didn't know the language, and I played well there. Helped me to open my eyes and to what it is to really be playing at a different level of football. And so yeah, I really learned a lot from my time there, and but I realized, I think that the Netherlands was way too cold for me, so I decided to try my luck in Spain, and I found an amazing place, Sevilla. With such a great club, and such great history, and I'm really enjoying it there. I just signed 3 more years to play in Sevilla, so um, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, you've been there since 2018 and you recently signed a new 3 year contract. Congratulations again on the contract. You
Thank
know.
you.
And yes, I was going to ask you, someone is putting in the comments, can you speak Spanish? You've been there for about 3 years now and you have three to go at least. So have you picked up on the language?
Sí, sí, puedo hablar en español.
Oh, okay. Wow, wow, wow. so so your Spanish is much better than your Yoruba.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think if I spend a couple years in Nigeria, my Yoruba will be really good too. So
we can swap lessons. I can teach you
yeah,
Yoruba, you teach me Spanish.
yeah,
Okay. Um, okay, so you've been in Sevilla for a time now, like we mentioned. Or I can see someone, the Spanish fan is, as soon as you spoke Spanish, Spanish fans are coming up in the comments.
yeah.
But yeah, um, I was just going to ask, do you have a dream club? With all due respect to Sevilla, do you have any club that you look at and you're like, one day I would just love to play there?
Man, ooh. No, I don't. To be honest, once I, had this opportunity to play for Sevilla, this was like one of the most, excited I think I had been about a club. And so, um, honestly, I feel like I am playing for right now, like my dream club, which is Sevilla.
Wow.
There are obviously big clubs out there too, with big names, but I honestly feel so honored to be in the club I'm in now, and I've obviously, at the end, gonna have been there for 6 years, and I'm really happy about the decision, and yeah, I guess
Okay,
that's all
let
I
me let
have to
me let
say.
me let me put you on the spot. I'll put you on the
Yeah.
spot for 1 second.
Hmm.
If Barcelona came calling, would you sign?
You mean during my time in Sevilla?
Yeah, like right now.
No,
Okay,
no,
not right now
no,
because you
no,
just
no,
signed a new contract, but say
no,
next
no,
summer.
no, 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 no. I
Okay,
wouldn't. No.
okay. Let's move on. Let's talk about national team. So like you mentioned earlier in the conversation, you represented the USA, at the under 17, under 20, and under 23 level, I believe. You know, Okay, so I'm not going to talk so much about the USA because we don't care about the USA, and we just speak on basketball, by the way. Um,
Yeah.
but yes, was it an easy decision for you, to make that switch from the USA to Nigeria, and was it something that you always wanted to do?
I think now that I'm looking back on it, it was definitely something that I think I've always wanted to do because even while I was, playing with the USA, I would always see the Nigerian team and, just like how they play, their poise, how they carry themselves, and the joy. I always, felt like, oh man, like it would be so cool to, speak with them or be around them, and once the opportunity came, it was such a quick decision for me. I just looked at both of my parents and I said, I want to switch my nationality. So, no, it was definitely not a hard decision at all for me.
And it's nice to hear that, because that's something that I always tell fans, a lot of when people talk about whether or not the foreign-born players, should be on our national teams, and I tell them, just like you explained, you've always looked at the Nigerian team, and you just see them and you feel more attached or more like those
Yeah,
people, compared to the Americans, which is still your home, but it's just not the same feeling that you get really. So I
exactly.
completely understand that. And of course, now that you're on the team, we're glad to have you, with the Super Falcons. You've played a couple games for us now. I believe you made your debut in the tournament that we won in Turkey, and then you also took part in the USA Summer Series. So I'll just talk about the Summer Series. Three very interesting games. Unfortunately, we didn't win any, but we got to see a lot of talented players. We got to enjoy the team play, actually. We saw an interesting comeback. You assisted the goal for the equalizer, by the way, so thank you for that. Um, and you got to play against the country of your birth. Um, so what was that like for you, being in the middle of this, fight between your two countries?
Yeah, I was obviously like super excited to play in that game, and it was so funny, to see some old friends that I played with when I was younger, and yeah, it was also just really crazy because I think that's the biggest number of people that I've played in front of before too. So it was so many people there, and my parents and my sister was with me, and my parents um, were there, and I had my sister at that camp with me, and it just was just it's such a crazy experience. It almost doesn't feel like it's really happening or it's real. It feels like a dream, but um, it was really amazing experience. It was
And
completely awesome.
I guess you kind of started answering my next question, which
Yeah.
is, what it's like to, play, with your sister, especially for the national team. It's not something that we see often. It's not something that a lot of people get to do. In Nigeria, I know we've had a few siblings play, for the male team, but in the female team, I can't remember too many siblings that have played. So what's it like for, your sister and yourself to get that opportunity together?
Yeah, it was super cool. Um, because I had trained with my sister when I was younger, and we still train together now. But I never thought that because we have such a huge age difference. We're 6 years apart, and so I never thought that I would be able to play on the same field with her like ever. And so yeah, to do that in the national team was just really it doesn't happen very often, and so I was super happy, and it was really cool to do that.
Hey, and I mean, I would say that must speak to her talent level. It means she's coming for you.
Yeah,
If at this age she's already, at the national team, then in a couple years, the sky's the limit
exactly,
for her. So shout
exactly.
out to your sister Nicole Payne as well. Okay. Um, being in the Nigerian national team, what was it like, playing with some players like we have Abionome. She's an absolute legend in women's football, African football, just in football generally. We have players like Azizat, who's your rival in Spain, four-time African Player of the Year award. She's amazing. So
Yeah.
what was it like just, being in a team like that?
Yeah, I have obviously seen them, play in World Cups and in other tournaments, and watching them, and I never really completely thought that I would, ever be able to be there, playing with them. So to be actually doing it is, it's such an honor for me, and it's really fun, and to play with them is amazing because they have so much experience, so much knowledge of the game, and they're really fun players to play with. Yeah.
Mm. And being a part of two camps now,
Yeah.
who would you say is your best friend that you've made so far in the national team?
Ooh. Oh. I wouldn't say I have a best friend right now. Well, now that my sister's there, I would have to say she's my best friend. But I've become really close with everyone that's coming into the camp, and I think that speaks to like the culture of the team, and of Nigeria, is that when new people come into camp, there's just this automatic sense of family, and and togetherness and openness, and they really bring you in and make you feel at home and welcome, and so it's such an easy transition for us, foreign born players. So yeah, I've become really close with a lot of people, and playing in the midfield with Rita, she helps me a lot. Is one of the older players in the team, and she's played for so long, so it's really awesome to
Yeah.
play
And
with everyone.
now we have so many of you Super Falcons playing in Spain, which is nice to watch. And I guess it's nice for you guys as well because every other week you're going to be seeing one of your teammates, which
Yeah.
must be cool.
Exactly.
So what you see as the potential, for this team, a lot of young players, a lot of new talented players, a lot of talented players overall. A new coach as well, trying to implement new system and bring change into the Super Falcons. So how do you just see the potential of the national team going forward? I'm looking forward to, I would say, the um, Cup of Nations coming up.
Yeah. Obviously when you have more players playing in a really strong league, it's overall gonna affect the national team, and it's gonna affect how you play together, especially with I guess I would say the Spanish style of football. Um, all teams have their independent style, but and as a whole, it's quite similar, and so I think that it's going to benefit the team in a really
Yeah,
positive way, and you know also like you said, we're going to be seeing each other like a lot more often,
yeah,
and and it'll bring a lot more competition, I think, between us, which is really great. So
yeah.
yeah, I think it's amazing.
And hey, if the Super Falcons start playing the Spanish style of football, I don't think anybody's going to be complaining too much.
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
You're
okay.
exactly right.
Okay, let's play a game. Let's play a game. I like to play games when I have these conversations. I'm just
All
to
right.
loosen things up a little bit. Um, so the first game I have for you is Would You Rather. I'm
Okay.
guessing you know how this works. I give you two options and just tell us which one you prefer. Okay. So would you rather score a 30-yard screamer or dribble past four players and score?
Dribble past four players for sure.
Oh wow! I thought you were going to choose the screamer because
No, no,
recently,
no.
we saw the goal you scored at the end of the season.
Yeah, but I definitely think dribble past four players.
Okay, okay. Would you rather score the winning goal for Nigeria at the World Cup or be the highest goal scorer and you don't score in the final? But we still win.
Ooh.
Mm,
I think
tough one.
I think I would rather score in the World Cup because I think I really value just like strong independent moments. Like I really hold on to those memories in my
Everyone is going to
mind.
remember that moment forever.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay, like exactly, yeah. I still
Yeah.
think about like random goals I scored like Like, like when I was younger, like just like
Okay.
last minute. So I think that.
Okay, nice, nice. Would you rather be the best player on the worst team in your league or the worst player on the best team in the league?
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Oof. Ooh. What a question. What a question that is. Okay, maybe I'd rather be worst player in the best team because in that way I would be, I would be improving. So eventually I would be good, better. It's
Yeah,
better
yeah,
to
that makes
improve,
sense.
right?
That makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay. Next one. Would you rather have a long career as an average player or a short career as a superstar?
I think a short career as a superstar because you want to hopefully I'd rather if I'm playing football for a short time, making it worthwhile and
Make the best of the moments.
yeah, making the best of it. That's for sure.
Okay. Um, would you rather play with your best friend and lose or play against your best friend and win?
Oh, I'd rather play against my best friend and win for sure. Me and my best friend are super competitive, so I know
Nice.
she would choose the same thing.
I mean, and that's the way it's supposed to be honest.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay. Would you rather, at the end of your career, would you rather have the record for most goals scored for Nigeria or most trophies won as a Nigerian player?
Most trophies won.
Most trophies
Yeah,
won. It's all about winning at the end of the day.
yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay. Would you rather go a whole year without playing football, not even for fun, no football for 1 year, or you play for the entire year, no goals, no assists?
The second one.
You rather just be playing.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay. Would you rather start every game of the season, but you'll never finish the game? You guarantee the coach is going to sub you off. Or you never start, but you know the coach is bringing you on in every game.
Maybe the first one?
You'd rather start.
Yeah.
How about when
Because coming into a game is super difficult. Yeah.
But I just think about when they sub you off in the final. And you're like, coach, come on, I want to play.
I know.
Well, you have to go. But yeah. And I mean, starting you get more minutes as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather play in the rain or the snow?
Rain.
Okay. Would you rather never score a goal, but you always win, or every game that you score, your team loses?
Never score and win.
Okay. And my final question: would you rather Messi or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know how many people I made mad with that one.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not even gonna ask why because that's a debate that is never gonna be solved. So
Yeah.
let's just let it go. Okay. I've run through, I guess, most of all the questions that I had for you. So now I'll take questions from the fans. So for those of you watching, please, if you have any questions that you would like to ask Toni, you can see the bubble that has the question mark. Just click on that, type your question in, and that way we can put it on the screen, and she'll give you an answer. Okay. First question. Who's your role model?
My role model. I would have to say my dad is my role model.
Your dad, who was your first coach as well.
Yep.
Your favorite African food? I think you answered this before.
Yeah, plantains, because I can eat plantains, any time of the day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. That's for sure.
Okay. Someone is asking, are you going to the Super Falcons camp in Austria? I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely hope so. I hope so. Nothing's confirmed, but I hope so.
Yeah. Okay. What is your favorite jersey number?
11.
11. Why is that? I'll ask.
So when I was I played in my first World Cup under 17 with USA. I was number 11, and now that I'm playing in Sevilla, I am number 11. So that's my favorite.
Okay, okay. We also have a few questions from Facebook, so I'll just ask. Someone is asking, do you have a Nigerian football icon?
Yes, JJ Okocha.
JJ Okocha. I mean, a lot of us.
Yes.
Yeah. Someone else is asking, what is your favorite position to play on the field? Because we know you can move around a bit.
Yeah, my favorite position is right wing, where I'm playing now with my club.
Right wing.
Yeah.
Okay. I see a question here from Deji Oseni. He says, what is an underrated food in your diet that you would recommend to a young athlete?
Underrated food. Food that's underrated.
Yeah.
Maybe baby spinach, because I eat that a lot. I eat that every day for lunch because I eat a salad and like sweet potato every day. So I don't know if a lot of people eat baby spinach, but it's super healthy for you. And yeah.
I don't know if Nigerians eat a lot of spinach at all. But
Well,
yeah.
my mom uses a lot of spinach when she's cooking. So.
Okay, I think we do actually.
Yeah.
I think we do. Yeah. Okay. Fusi Hype, she just answered that question. She said JJ Okocha. Let me see what other question we have. You already answered some of this. Someone is asking, who's your greatest ever female footballer?
But I would have to say Carla Overbeck. She played for the U.S. national team, and she coached me actually when I was at my time in Duke. So I learned so much from her, and she's just such an amazing coach and was such an amazing player. So I'd have to say.
Okay. Another question. Do you have any crush on the Super Eagles? This is an interesting one.
Any crushes on the Super Eagles?
On the Super Eagles. We have a lot of good-looking men in the national team. So.
No, yeah, I would definitely agree. But any crushes? I'd have to say no. I don't have any.
You should.
I should. Okay, well, who do you recommend for me?
Who do I recommend?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the guys that are single. Alex Iwobi is single.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. If you need any matchmaking, we'll be glad to help.
All right.
Okay.
Good to know.
So yeah, we're just about to wrap things up. So before I let you go, if there's any young boy, young girl, that's watching this video, that's looking up to you, hoping to one day be able to get to the level that you're at, what would your advice be to that person?
Yeah. What I would say is, I feel like everyone says the same thing, work hard and, you'll one day make it. But I think that's half of it. But I think the other half is, being bold, asking for what you want, really doing everything in your power to, within the right morals to get to where you want to be. And I think, it's definitely not easy, but if you apply those things, I think and anything is really possible. So, I never thought that I would be, playing this far in football. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. Football is, American football is the sport here. So I never thought that I would be where I am now. If not for my parents and, a little bit of hard work, I wouldn't be there. So, yeah, that's the advice I give.
Nice. And finally, before you go, I want you to sing a song for us. You don't have to sing the entire song. You can just give us 10 seconds. So whatever Nigerian song that you like by any artist, it doesn't matter. Just 10 seconds of your favorite song.
Oh my gosh. Can I just wait? Can I look up once? Wait, let me.
You can give me some names and I can suggest songs for you if you want.
Okay. Let me find my. Wait, I have to find my one song that I listen to all the time.
Okay. Let me just look at the comments. Someone is saying Maduka Okoye. Maduka Okoye, I don't think he's single though. So
Who?
Maduka Okoye, the goalkeeper.
No.
Yeah, but I think he has a girlfriend. We don't want to break any relationship up, so.
I don't think I have that kind of power anyways.
Oh wow. Okay. Someone says Chukwueze, Samuel Chukwueze. He plays in Spain as well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty close. Yeah.
Oh, I can't find the song.
You can't find the song.
Can't.
For those of you watching, please give us some suggestions. What songs would you
give
like
me
to
some.
hear?
Oh yes, it's a gospel song, Obina Som by Mercy Chinwo.
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. Hey, we love God. Why not?
I'm a horrible singer. I really don't want to sing.
No, it's fine. Yeah, we're not judging you. We're not judging you. It's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna turn the music. Can they hear the music?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, here we go. See the way you care for me. You carry my mantle for your head. So that's the song I was
doing. That wasn't so bad. That wasn't so bad. You're not so bad. I'm clapping for you.
But
okay.
Yeah, Uche's on now. That's the song because Uche used to play this song all the time, and I said, "What's this song? I love this song."
Shout out to Uche.
Shout out to
Uche. Was your teammate for a short while at Sevilla as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so thank you very much, Toni. It's been a nice chat with you for about 45 minutes of your time now. I wish you all the best, you know, in your future, in your club career, and with the Super Falcons as well. Hopefully we'll get to chat with you another time, you know, when something interesting happens, you know, and just to give the fans an update. I look forward to whatever amazing things that you have. Do you have any last words for us?
Yeah, I just want to say, you know, thank you for having me here today to speak with you, and thanks everyone for your questions, and thank you for, you know, welcoming me to the Super Falcons, and you know, I'm so happy to be a part of the team, and I'm so, you know, I'm just look forward to me playing hard and, you know, showing what I can do for the team.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of your evening.
Thank you, you too. Bye.